Hey there, Casey with Spectora here. We're going to go over actions, which are the expanded email and texting capabilities within Spectora Advanced. So we have generic emails in our base automations that are included with your base subscription. So those are going to be anytime anything is scheduled or any report I publish, post-inspection to any client or client's agent. So they're very generic. If you wanted to have more customization abilities, only send this email if it's a commercial inspection, or don't ask this client's agent for a review because they've already left me one. That's where you're going to want actions. When you have your Spectora Advanced free trial turned on, if we go to the settings page, about halfway, 3/4 of the way down the page, you'll find the Spectora Advanced Tools area. At the top of these tools are going to be the actions. So these are what is going to put it in the queue, under what conditions, and only fires some things sometimes when we want it. So if we hit this actions button over here on the side, the first thing Spectora is going to do is say, what does this user, me in this case, have turned on in the base automations? I'm going to import all that so that I'm at least starting with whatever I have set up in the base platform right now. So for instance, it looks like I have one scheduling email turned on to send to my client at the time an inspection is scheduled on any inspection. Well, instead of having just a generic email send for any inspection, I want to set up an email that will only send if someone schedules a commercial inspection, to tell them a little bit more about what a commercial inspection will entail. So what we're going to do is add an action, and an action that's just the word Spectora uses for whatever that email, text message, webhook, whatever we're sending for you is an action. So let's add an action. This wizard is going to pop up. It has 4 pages to it. The first page is, when do you want us to send it? And under what buffering conditions. So we can choose to send an email or text message when an inspection is scheduled, when it's rescheduled, when something new is added. You can send emails and texts to inspectors. I'll show you that one here in a second. Or, buffering around the inspection start time, 2 hours before the inspection start time, 90 minutes into the inspection start time, things like that. So for this one, I want to send a confirmation email that 0 hours after the inspection is scheduled, let's send an email. Let's hit next. But I only wanted to send for commercial inspections. So let's add a rule that this email will only send if the inspection has, we're going to choose service, has the service commercial tied to it, and then hit next. We've got 3 options for the different kinds of actions you can send, either emails, text messages, or webhooks. If you're unfamiliar with webhooks or you don't use a Zapier connection, then don't worry about that for right now. If you are interested in talking webhooks, talk to our bubble. We can get you more information on there, or set up a demo and we can kind of talk things through there. But the vast majority of users use emails and text messages. So I want to send this confirmation email about a commercial inspection. If I want to, I can add an optional name. It's purely internal, but it would help me keep track of which email is which. So if I wanted to, I could add commercial confirmation up here. Hit next. This page is going to say, who do I want to send it to? So let's say the client. And then what do I want it to say? Enter the subject line, and then just like the base level of automation emails, we can use these orange buttons to enter placeholder lines of code to help you populate information in there. So you'd set that up and then scroll down and hit save. So what we've just created is an email that's going to send anytime a commercial inspection is scheduled. Now, one of the most popular actions that you can set up, because honestly, it's an easy way for you guys to generate more average revenue, is to set up an email that's going to automatically upsell add-ons for you or services for you, depending on how you do your pricing structure. So we're going to add an action, and we don't want it to send at the exact moment of the confirmation email. So let's add a buffer. Let's say 1 hour after the inspection is scheduled. Then how we're going to make it an upselling email is we're going to add a rule that if the inspection is scheduled and it has or does not have, in this case, the service add-on, let's say residential inspection, a radon attached to it. So if an inspection is scheduled that does not contain the service add-on radon, then let's send an email to the client and enter in the information here, something along the lines of, did you know 60% of the homes in your area need a radon inspection? We can add it easily to your inspection. Are you interested? So we won't send that email if they have scheduled it. And then if they haven't, we're upselling it for you. You can do the same thing for any of your services or any of your add-ons. Let's send an email if the inspection does not contain this, asking them if they want to add it. From there, your clients or your client's agent would email you back and say, yes, let's add it. And you would manually add it to the inspection right now. We're trying to sift through how to do that automatic upselling, but because of the duration differences on service add-ons, right now it's a manual process so that you can choose to add the add-on to the duration beforehand or afterhand, or schedule a second time to go back to the house to make sure you can do that. So add-on upselling, really popular. Next on my list of common use cases would be in the pre-inspection to the clients. Now, what we can do is ask the clients to sign or pay if they have not already. In the base version of Spectora, it's kind of worded like that. If you haven't signed, if you haven't paid. Well, we live in a world with so many emails and text messages. Let's make sure that this only fires if those things are really true. So let's add an action that, and let's say 24 hours before the inspection starts, so inspection start time, 24 hours before the inspection start time, if it does not have the agreement signed, then let's send an email or a text message to the client saying, hey, it's company policy not to show up to an inspection without a signed agreement, or at least I won't even be able to start it. So you have 24 hours to sign it. Otherwise, I'll contact you again and I might not be able to show up on site. Please sign it. But we'll only say that if they haven't really signed the agreement. We could also add an action about payment. So I'm seeing this more and more as a reminder when you start the inspection. So let's add an action that, let's say 1 hour after the inspection starts, if the inspection does not have the inspection paid, then let's send a text message to the client saying, I'm on site, I've started the inspection, but I did see that you have yet to pay. Just a reminder that you'll be unable to view the reports until you pay me. Here's the link to pay, or I can collect that money on site. So that's an increasingly popular one. Other things that we can do, you can create different publishing emails. So instead of saying, hey, something is ready, let's say anytime a specific report is published, send this email out. So let's add an action that at the time we have a report published that has the report name containing, and we can choose, say, water sampling or water. And this is just a text line, so we can type any words in there. So anytime the report name contains water, then let's send an email to the client's agent saying, hey, your water report is ready. So you can get really specific with those publishing emails. Now, if you're a company that specifically does radon or mold testing or water testing, where you're getting information and PDFs back and you're not sending them to the client and the client's agent at the same time as the primary home inspection report is ready, well, let's automate that process of letting them know you've uploaded that PDF. So what we're going to do is add an action that at the time of a report attachment being added after scheduling. So that's anytime you use that paperclip attach icon in the report box on the inspection details page to upload a PDF. But we don't want this email sending if you're just uploading any PDF. So let's say when I upload a report attachment that contains the name, it has, let's do radon for this one. So anytime I upload a radon PDF, then let's send an email to the client and the client's agent saying, hi, your radon reports are ready. Click this link to go view them. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'm also seeing an increase in people creating 2 different email tracks, radon pass and radon fail. And so you can say, congratulations, your house has passed, or not congratulations, your radon test failed. Here's what I recommend for mitigation. So you can really customize what this report attachment name contains, what's going to fire when you upload a PDF or publish a report. One of the next most popular is the ability to send different emails to different people for different reasons. I know that sounds generic, but so if we were to scroll up to your contacts area, when you have actions turned on, you get an extra column in here of tags. So we can tag clients' agents with different things, like they've already left me a review or they're a VIP. You can also tag clients with things like they will attend or they won't attend. And we can set up emails and text message based off of those tags. So what we could do is add an action where we only want to ask people for a review if they have not already left you a review. So for post inspection to the client's agent, instead of saying, let's send it to everybody always, let's add an action that 24 hours after the inspection ends, if the agent does not have the client's agent tag has left review, then let's send an email saying, hey, client's agent, would you not mind leaving me a review? And so you're able to ask for those, but again, we're not sending them if they have already gotten that tag. You could also, instead of just for the post inspection, you can send 2 different scheduling emails to the clients if they're going to attend or not, or publishing emails if they're going to attend or not. So what we could do is in publishing, at the time the report is published, so 0 hours after the report is published, if the client does not have the client's tag will attend, so they're not going to be there, then let's send this other email to the client saying, I'm sorry you couldn't be there from our walkthrough today. Here's a basic rundown of how to view a Spectora report and view the summary of the defects or whatever you call them, observations that you can find. And so here's how to read it. Here's more information. That you obviously wouldn't include that language if they were there and you had already gone through it with them. If you are a company that subcontracts out add-on services or services, so if you're a home inspector and you have a sewer guy or a radon guy, and anytime an inspection is scheduled that contains that service, you want to automatically notify him, let's set that up. So we would add an action that when an inspection is scheduled that has the service add-on residential sewer scope, then let's send an email. But instead of choosing from this drop-down menu, we could just type out sewerguy@gmail.com or whatever email specifically you want to send that wouldn't be someone who's in your people section or, you know, able to be submitted during scheduling. So what we can say is, hey, sewer guy, we just scheduled this. Here's the address. Here's the date. Be there. Let me know. And so now, anytime the inspection is scheduled containing sewer scope, we're letting sewer guy know. Those are some of the pretty normal use cases for actions. Obviously, there's a lot of play between what you can do with those rules, your pricing, your add-on structures, your client tags. So if you have more questions about this, please feel free to reach out to the bubble. or schedule a demo and we can go through which actions will fit for your company the best. All right, thanks.